Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As I always say that it's a great opportunity on these special occasions, that is, the appearance and the disappearance of great personalities. We can meditate on their glories. And it's a great fortune unto all of us that we are part of this great Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And we are aware of the appearance and the disappearance days of great Acharyas. And we are very, very fortunate to participate in the appearance days of the great personalities, Supreme Lord Himself in His various incarnations. We celebrate Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Ram Navami, Nityananda Trayadashi. And one such great occasion is this Advaita Acharya's appearance day, or is also called as Advaita Saptami. Very, very wonderful occasion. So before we discuss the pastimes of Advaita Acharya, let's try to understand the complex tattva behind this great personality, Advaita Acharya. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very beautifully describes who is Advaita Acharya. And he says, Advaitam Harinadvaitad Acharyam Bhakti Shamsanad Bhaktavataram Ishantvam Advaitacharyam Ashray. Advaitam Harinadvaita. So who is Advaita? Who is not different from Hari, that is Lord Sri Krishna. The first thing is this, that is not different from the Lord. So it's called as Advaita. Acharyam Bhakti Shamsanad. And he is called as Acharya, teacher, a personality who came along with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread this wonderful aspect of Krishna Prem, or the process to attain Krishna Prem, that is devotional service. To be more specific, pure devotional service unto all the fallen conditioned souls of this age. This is Acharya. In this way we have Advaita and Acharya. That is a beautiful prayer that we chant. Panch Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. The Supreme Lord comes as Bhakta, and Bhakta's avatar is here Advaita Acharya. That is Supreme Lord's avatar is Advaita Acharya. Now this is still understandable. Now let's go a bit more deeper and try to understand the tattva that is there. So before I explain about Advaita Acharya, let's understand a concept called Nimitta Karan and Upadan Karan. Nimitta Karan basically means efficient cause, and Upadan Karan means material cause. For example, when the potter is making the pot. So now if we say that what is the cause of this pot? And someone will say the cause of the pot is the earth. But someone else might say no, the cause of the pot is the potter. So which one is correct? Both are correct. So the pot is made up of earth. So that is called as Upadan Karan, or the material cause. So those are the ingredients basically. The earth is the ingredient, and with that the pot is made. But who made it? Who had the vision of making it? Who had the idea of making it? It is the potter. So that is efficient cause, or Nimitta Karan. Now the question comes that who is the cause of this entire creation? And with what are these, or what this entire creation is made up of? And if we go a bit deeper and try to understand this concept, we'll understand that Lord is the Nimitta Karan, Lord is the Upadan Karan. Both He is the one. He is the cause of all causes. Now to go a bit more specific and precise, Mahavishnu is called as the Nimitta Karan, or the efficient cause. Now he is the one who glances on the material nature. But now one thing we understand is that the Supreme Lord, Vishnu Tattva, does not come in contact with the external energy or Prakriti. This is a known fact. So Lord is above Maya. He doesn't come in touch with Maya. So now when we say that Vishnu glances on Prakriti, he's coming in touch, no? He's coming in touch with Maya. How to justify this? What is that?
Sadashiv comes to the glass once he comes in.
Okay.
Prabhupada gave analogy of
Accepted. Huh?
Prabhupada gave analogy of moon and reflection of water. So though reflection is there on the water, but moon is fixed at some place.
Okay. Okay.
From his one glance, there is a time factor, there is Sadashiv. And from his another glance, that is Lord Vishnu impregnates Prakriti, many souls from one vision. So this is from through his good avatar, Shivji.
Okay. सब समझ गए ना? Actually, it's too complex to understand because Lord glances, but that glance touches the Prakriti. Or firstly, to understand Lord's glance. In that, as he said, we have Sadashiv. Now, for your information, Sadashiv is also Vishnu Tattva. So again, Sadashiv cannot touch Prakriti. So Sadashiv expands the Shambhu, and this glance goes through Shambhu, and Shambhu is the one who comes in touch with Prakriti, and that's how the creation gets completed, or the creation starts and gets completed, to be more specific. So in this way, we see that Mahavishnu is glancing, but the glance is going and touching Prakriti through Shambhu. And Shambhu is the expansion of Sadashiv. Sadashiv is Vishnu Tattva. How amazing this is. Now, where is Advaita Acharya in this? So, here it is said that the preceding deity of Maya is Advaita Acharya or Sadashiv. Therefore, sometimes Advaita Acharya is called as his incarnation of Mahavishnu. Sometimes it's called as his incarnation of Sadashiv. So actually both. Because Sadashiv is not different than Mahavishnu. And here we have the glancing aspect that is coming into picture. So this Advaita Acharya that we are talking about is also not different than Sadashiv. So Advaita Acharya is the preceding deity of the Maya that is there here. Now in terms of Nimitta and Upadan, so Mahavishnu is Nimitta Karan and Advaita Acharya is Upadan Karan. Now Advaita Acharya is that personality who provides the material for this entire construction of this place. That also goes on to say that he is the preceding deity of Maya who provides the material for this entire place. I hope somewhat little bit it will be clear. So in this way we see that Advaita Acharya is that personality who infuses the creative impetus for this entire creation. So it's not easy to understand Advaita Acharya because both Mahavishnu and Sadashiva aspects are coming into picture. Now, when we understand Tattva, this Tattva is also very nicely depicted in the Leela as well. As we all know, Advaita Acharya was loudly calling out to the Lord, Hunkar. And that Hunkar is nothing but Lord Shiva's huge call. With Tandav and loud shouts and all Lord Shiva does. And here we see that aspect in Advaita Acharya. Now let's try to understand his childhood. Advaita Acharya's childhood is very beautifully given in Bhakti Ratnakara. And it's described that Advaita Acharya's parents were Kuvera Pandit and Nabha Devi. And these personalities, Kuvera Pandit and Nabha Devi, they are staying in a place called Navagram near Srihatta. That's very nice to note that they were there in Navagram, but after some time they shifted to Shantipur. Now in Shantipur, there was one incident by which there was a turning point in the life of these two personalities, Kuvera and Nabha Devi. For your information, both Kuvera Pandit and Nabha Devi, they were great Vaishnavas, great devotees. Obviously, when Supreme Lord has to incarnate, when he is supposed to descend, he will take only his devotees as his parents. He'll accept only his devotees as his parents. And here you can imagine the position of Kuvera Pandit and Nabha Devi. They were great devotees. And since they were great devotees, Advaita decided to appear in their house. Now, an example of their great devotion is mentioned here in Bhakti Ratnakar. Once what happened is, Kuvera Pandit and Navadevi, they heard a blasphemy of the Vaishnava. And when they heard the blasphemy of the Vaishnava, they decided to end their life that day. This is called as high level. Yes. How many of you will do that? Can you imagine the level of devotion that they had? Oh, no, we heard this. We shouldn't have heard. So better we end our life. But at that time, a very merciful devotee, he came and he pacified both of them. Koi nahi hota hai, sab life mein hota hai. Don't worry, it's okay. He pacified both of them. But they were not pacified. They were still feeling very sad. How did we hear blasphemy of a Vaishnava? See, this is the quality of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is not interested to hear blasphemy of other Vaishnava. What to talk about blaspheming other Vaishnava? What to talk about blaspheming other Vaishnava? So a person who blasphemes other Vaishnavas, he cannot be called as Vaishnava for sure. Because this is the quality of a Vaishnava, where they're not even interested to hear blasphemy of other Vaishnavas or blasphemy of the Lord. For them, it is like molten iron put in the ears. No, I cannot hear. Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. What did I hear? Better I end my life. Therefore, this is a very important lesson for all of us to learn and implement. There's no question of blaspheming any Vaishnava. Come what may, whatever it is. And along with that, there is no question of hearing blasphemy of other Vaishnavas. When we participate in the blasphemy of other Vaishnavas, we are a part of Vaishnava Aparadha. And we all very well know that Vaishnava Aparadha is called as the elephant offense, which can uproot the Bhakti Lata that is there. Our Bhakti Lata is this much. What to uproot in this? So therefore it's very important that at least these things should be avoided very properly. And these things, especially this Vaishnava Aparadha, to be more specific, should be avoided. No question of blasphemy, no question of participating in the blasphemy. And both of them, Kuvera Pandit and Navadevi, they took rest that night. And that night there was a divine dream that they got. And that divine dream was so divine that that divine dream gave a divine hope to these divine personalities. And in that divine dream there were two divine personalities. There were two golden personalities. And one golden personality is speaking to another golden personality. He is holding the hand and he is saying, you should quickly appear in this place to mitigate the distress of all the Vaishnavas. And when you appear, and then when you call for me, I would not be able to restrain your call, so I will also appear immediately to deliver all the conditioned souls. And after saying this, the personality whose hand was held, that personality entered the womb of Navadevi. He entered the womb of Navadevi. And this Kuvera Pandit, this dream Kuvera Pandit got. And when both of them they got her, they were in great ecstasy. And they got a great hope. And from that day onwards, there were symptoms of pregnancy that were seen in Navadevi. And when this happened, they decided to shift back to Navagram, the place where they came from. They shifted there, and Navadevi was confirmed that she is pregnant. And they had that divine dream. They had great hopes of divine personality appearing in their family. And then on the auspicious day of a Saptami, this great personality, the Lord Himself, the plenary portion of the Lord, Advaita Acharya, appeared in their house. So you can imagine that how fortunate are these parents, who get such great personalities in their families. For that, qualification also should be there. Yes. Doing sense gratification and then you're begging the Lord that, oh Lord, please come in my family.
But that's not possible. We have to be qualified also. And when we're qualified, or at least we try ourselves to make ourselves qualified, Lord appears in that family. Therefore, there's so much of stress that is given now in ISKCON for Garbhadan Samskar. That yes, every single couple should be doing Garbhadan Samskar to beget the child. Because already there's so many demons. Why contribute to the group of demons? Now, some divine personality should be invoked so that something can happen to ISKCON. So that this entire mission can propagate all around the world, fulfilling the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya. Prithvityate ache jatanagara gram sarvatra prachar hoibe moranam. Who will do that? At least Tom, Dick and Harry like us, we cannot do. There should be great personalities who should appear to do this service. And here we see Kuera Pandit and Nabha Devi, how fortunate. Advaita Acharya appears in their house. And it is described Advaita Acharya as such a charming personality that everyone in Navagram, they are all in love with Advaita Acharya. And they were seeing Advaita Acharya grow in front of them. And the activities of Advaita Acharya were so wonderful that it was charming everyone's heart, attracting everyone's heart. So this personality was named as Advaita. He was also named as Kamalaksha because his eyes were like lotus petals. He was also named as Mangala, all auspicious. Now Kuera Pandit was a Pandit in the court of a king. And this king would be worshipping Shakti. So he had his private temple, and king was a devoted personality to this deity of Shakti. And one day Kuera Pandit, he took little Advaita also with him. Very little. He took him, to this temple. King was worshipping. And Kuera Pandit, out of humility, he paid obeisance to Shakti. Now Advaita is standing. He didn't pay obeisance. Now the king turned. The king saw that Kuera Pandit is paying obeisances. This boy is not paying obeisance. Then he told Kuera Pandit, what sort of son he is? He's not paying dandavat to my Ishtadev. Ask him to pay dandavat. Ask him to pay obeisances. And then Kuera Pandit, he asked, Beta, what happened? You're not paying dandavats to the deity? Please pay dandavat. At that time, little Advaita, he said, I have no problem paying in dandavat. If I pay obeisance, then the most inauspicious thing will happen. Are you okay with it? Amangal will happen. Mangal is saying Amangal will happen. Now the king asked, what Amangal will happen? When you offer obeisances to great personalities, all Mangal will happen. Oh Mangal, all Mangal will happen. What Amangal will happen? And they both couldn't understand. Kuera Pandit didn't understand, nor even this king understood that what is awaiting. And then, since he was insisted, little Advaita, he said, okay, since you people are insisting so much, I'll pay obeisances. He paid obeisances to the deity of Shakti, and the deity burst into pieces. And Advaita, little Advaita, he got up and he said, Bola tha maine. You didn't hear, Bola tha maine. And obviously the description says that Shakti was feeling embarrassed that my master is paying obeisance to me. So she left the deity. She left the place. So in this way, we understand that this great personality who appeared in 1434, 52 years before the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we can imagine how elderly this personality was. And there is one pastime, some other time we can hear, that to such elderly man, our Lord is beating him left and right in one of the pastime. So from Navagram, after some time, they moved back to Shantipur. So little Advaita, Kuera Pandit, and Nava Devi, all of them they moved, to Shantipur. Time passed, and all the pastimes were happening by these great personalities. Kuera Pandit was a great Pandit, so he made sure that his son also becomes a Pandit, a great scholar. So whatever scriptures needed, whatever books needed, all those books, he gave it to Advaita. And in a very short time, Advaita became a great scholar of Vyakaran, great scholar of all the scriptures given in Sanskrit. And everyone were glorifying him. Such a great scholar he is. And they would tell Kuvera Pandit, he is not an ordinary personality for sure. An ordinary personality cannot become like this, such a great scholar. For sure, he is not an ordinary personality, he is an extraordinary personality. And Kuvera Pandit and Navadevi were very happy, this wonderful child. After some time, Kuvera Pandit and Navadevi, they left this world to ascend back to the spiritual world. And at that time, many people insisted, Advaita, that you become a professor here. There's so many people who want to learn from you. Become a professor. And Advaita, he said, see, my parents have left. I have to go to Gaya to do Shraddha ceremony. So he went to Gaya. There he did the necessary rituals. And from there he decided, if I go back to Shantipur, let me go around and visit all the wonderful pilgrim places of the Lord, the places where the Lord has performed his pastimes. So he went to different places. He went to a place in Nepal called Gantaki, near Gantaki river. And there he found the Narsimha Shaligram Shila. We'll come back to this Narsimha Shaligram Shila soon. And he started worshipping Narsimha Shaligram Shila. And from there, he goes to Vrindavan. Now, when he goes to Vrindavan, there he was in ecstasy in Vrindavan now. It is his own place. Or it can also be said that it is the place of his master. Because it is said, no? Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasava Bhritya. Jare Nachaye Jaise Tarek Tache Kare Nritya. Sorry. So very beautifully it is said that Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasava Bhritya. Only Krishna is that master, everyone else is a servant. The way Krishna makes them dance, they will dance accordingly. Now here, living entities becoming servant of Lord is okay. But this particular shloka says, Krishna is the master and all the other incarnations are also his servants. And here we have Advaita Acharya, who is none other than Mahavishnu, Sadashiv, and whatever else you want to understand through Upadan Karan and Nimitta Karan. So when he went to Vrindavan Dham, he was in ecstasy, great ecstasy. He was going around to different pastime places. And there is one specific tree which is still there. It's called Advaita Vat, just besides the Bhakya Bihari Mandir. Advaita Vat. Or we can also say just besides Madan Mohan Mandir. So there under that tree, Advaita Acharya would sit and do his bhajan. He would hardly take anything as his food. Sometimes some milk, sometimes some fruits and things like that. And most of the time will be just absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord, chanting the holy names of the Lord. One night, Advaita Acharya got a divine dream. Sometimes devotees also expect some divine dreams. I remember just taking a tangent. So I asked one devotee that, Prabhu, so whom are you taking initiation from? Whose shelter are you taking? He said, Prabhuji, I'm waiting for a divine dream. So sometimes we think we are on a different platform altogether. कि अभी dream में कोई आएगा और बोलेगा, I am your spiritual master. Therefore, one thing is there, to hear these pastimes for our purification. But we should also understand कि what is my qualification, what is my level, and what should be my expectation. Therefore, it is described that Vaidhi Bhakta should remain Vaidhi Bhaktas for a good amount of time, not to enter Raganuga abruptly. And here we see Advaita Acharya got a divine dream. And in that dream, Lord Krishna appeared. And Lord Krishna said that I'm lying here from a long time and no one is taking care of me. And this was the place besides Dwadasha Aditya Tila. Which pastime is this? Dwadasha Aditya Tila? Dwadasha Aditya means?
The sons came to heat Krishna.
12 sons.
Kalya Daman.
After Kalya Daman Leela, when Krishna came out, so he was wet. So how to dry him? So 12 sons manifested to dry Krishna. And obviously Brajvasis were waiting with towel also. So 12 sons appeared. So therefore, Dwadasha Aditya. So besides this place, Lord Krishna is telling him in the dream, you remember that Kalya pastime I came out and 12 sons came, that place, Dwadasha Aditya Tila. Besides that, I'm lying here from a long time And I was hearing in one class that this deity who is speaking to Advaita Acharya was the deity worshipped by Kubja in Mathura. So this deity was lying there, and Advaita Acharya got this divine dream. And when he got up, he started jumping and dancing in ecstasy. And then he went with some Rajavasis, and then he went to that place, they excavated and found the beautiful deity. And Advaita Acharya immediately installed the deity in that place, and the worship began. He employed some Brahmanas there. One night, what happened is, this deity wanted to do some pastime because the name was still not given. So he wanted to do some pastime. So the deity, now deities can do anything. So here this deity, it went behind and hid under a huge, a lot of flowers were kept. Under those flowers, the deity was hidden. And then next day when the Brahmana came, so this Brahmana was not able to see the deity. In fact, there is a little more pastime to this, that there were some people who were envious and they wanted to destroy the deity. So when they were coming, so before that only deity went and hid behind the flowers. Now sometimes, this question comes, if the deity can walk and hide behind the flowers, why can't it go and kill these people who are coming? Pastime is pastime. You cannot question. You cannot question. And now these people, the rogues who came to destroy the deity, they couldn't find the deity. So they left. Next day morning, the Brahmana comes, who was employed to worship the deity every day. He couldn't find the deity. He started cursing himself. I did some offense. Because of this offense, the deity has disappeared. He has left this place. Then he went to Advaita Acharya and he started lamenting. I'm an offender. You punish me. You punish me. And Advaita Acharya said, what happened? And he's like, deity is not there in the temple. And Advaita Acharya went there and he's also not able to see the deity. He's also crying piteously. And then there was a dream again, where the deity appears in the dream and he says, I am here hidden in the bush of these flowers. You can remove me from here and place me back. And then he said that I have appeared as Gopal, and whoever takes my darshan, they will become crazy. So you decide my name. So he is Gopal, and will make others go mad. So he's called as Madan Gopal. So Advaita Acharya named the deity as Madan Gopal, and then the deity was back. Brahmana was happy, Advaita was happy, and after that incident, anyone who came to take darshan of the deity, they went mad looking at the deity. So in this way, this Madan Gopal was worshipped by Advaita Acharya. Now it's very nice to see that when the deities are worshipped with love and devotion, deities reciprocate with the devotees. There's so many examples in the history, so many examples. Even in this age, in the modern age, in this century also, there's so many deities reciprocate with their servants. So many deities like that. And here, Advaita Acharya's deity was also like that. So Advaita Acharya got that intuition that very soon Lord Chaitanya is going to appear and do his Sankirtan pastimes, so I should go back. I should go back to Navadvip. And then he decided, I'll take Gopal also, Madan Gopal also. And Madan Gopal, he comes in the dream and he says, Bilkul nahi. I will not leave Vrindavan. He's like, no, but I'm attached to you. He's like, whatever it is, I'm not going to leave Vrindavan. And then Madan Gopal told Advaita Acharya, because Advaita's question was, who is going to worship you now here if I leave? He said, tomorrow, there's a Brahmana who will come. His name is Chaube. He will come, Purushottam Chaube. Purushottam Chaube. He will come and you hand over my deity to him, or you hand over me to him. He will take care of me. Because I was in Mathura before. I want to go back to Mathura. And this Purushottam Chaube was staying in Mathura. And the same night, the deity came in the dream of Purushottam Chaube also. And the same thing was told. Now it was not told that I am going to Advaita Acharya's dream also and I will inform him. So Purushottam Chaube was thinking that how will I go and ask the deity from someone? So he was very, very hesitant. But still he made it. He went to the house of Advaita there. And then he said, I don't know how to ask. I'm embarrassed. I'm hesitant. But still I'll ask because this Madan Gopal deity came in my dream And this Madan Gopal deity has instructed me to take him to Mathura and worship him in my house. And Advaita said, oh, guess what? Even he came in my dream. So no worries, you can take the deity. So this Madan Gopal deity was taken by Purushottam Chaube to his house in Mathura and he was worshipping. And after many, many years, there comes a great personality called Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami, one day he was in Mathura and he waited one night, a few nights in Purushottam Chaube's house. And he was seeing how they're doing deity worship and all that. And that night, on a particular night, this deity came in the dream of Purushottam Chaube. And he said, I want to be worshipped by Sanatana Goswami. Hand over me to Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami's dream also this deity appeared and he said, you take me. And that's how the deity came back to Sri Vrindavan Dham and it got installed in the same place where Advaita Acharya used to worship. And now we have the temple called Radha Madan Mohan. So this is the background of the entire background of Radha Madan Mohan before being Madan Gopal. Now coming back to Advaita Acharya, when he was going back to Bengal, he visited Mithila. And he went to Mithila, so at that time, he heard a very, very, very beautiful singing, a beautiful song, sung in a very, very melodious voice. And when he heard that song, he couldn't resist himself. He started following that song, where is it coming from? And there he saw that there was a very old man. He was singing, when he was singing, sometimes he was crying, sometimes he was laughing, he was rolling on the ground, he was in different ecstasy altogether. And then he was singing something which we all have heard multiple times. I will tell and you have to name the personality. Tatala Saikate Vari Bindu Sama Sutta Mita Ramani Samaje. Have you heard this anywhere? Prabhupada lectures. Prabhupada would quote this multiple times. It is there in the purports of Srila Prabhupada. And if you people don't know this, then it means you're not hearing properly. You're not reading properly, so you're caught. So this personality who was singing was none other than Vidyapati. And Vidyapati's songs were sung by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vidyapati's songs are quoted by Srila Prabhupada, especially this particular stanza which says, Tatale Saikata Vari Bindu Sama Sutta Mita Ramani Samaji. We take shelter of Sutta, Mita, Ramani and entire Samaj. Take shelter of wife, kids, relatives, friends and the entire society. But what is the use of that? Taking their shelter is like getting a drop of water in the desert. Getting a drop of water in the desert, how will that quench my thirst? How will that give me satisfaction? How will that make me happy? So similar happiness is got when someone takes shelter of wife, kids, society, friendship, etc. in this particular world. And he was singing this and he was crying. Advaita Acharya heard that and he is also crying. Two great personalities singing this, seeing the current situation of the material world and feeling compassionate towards the material world, they were crying piteously. After finishing all these pastimes, Advaita Acharya comes back to Shantipur. Now when he comes back to Shantipur, at that time, he takes up the role of professor, teacher. Now this teacher, more than a Bhagavata teacher, he was a Vyakaran teacher. And people were coming in huge numbers to learn from him. And he was pretty famous in the entire area as a great scholar, as a great teacher. So many students would come. And the way Advaita Acharya would teach, they were all enamored by his teaching. And they just wanted to learn from him. And sometimes Advaita Acharya would teach Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So people would hear that and they would be like, this is useless. What will you do with this? So after some time, people stopped coming. Very, very few people would come for Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam class. But as soon as the Vyakaran class would be announced, a lot of people would come. And this was the thing that Advaita Acharya was seeing and he was feeling pain. What is going on around? People don't want to study Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam. And after this analysis and incident, he stopped teaching Vyakaran. He said, full stop to this. I don't want to teach all this. And he started only Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam classes, and he was teaching that. And the audience was always less. But Advaita Acharya didn't stop. He continued, and he continued, and he continued. During that time, the entire situation of Navadvip was so pathetic. It is described Navadvip at that time was known for great learning. People from all around the world would come to Navadvip to learn. That was the education hub for people. And since people from all around the world would come, there was a lot of money in Navadvip. Huge wealth, huge opulence was there in Navadvip. But people who were staying in Navadvip, they were not very intelligent. They were using that money for all sense gratificatory activities. And especially they were using the money for celebrating, arranging the marriages of their kids, their sons and daughters in a very, very grand way. Words of Kannamangala Thakur from Chaitanya Bhagavat, not my words. And at times it is described when they don't have kids, so they would marry some idols. Sometimes they would marry dogs. A lot of money would be spent on all this. And people were very proud of Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri. Bhagavatam comes live in these different places. You can see Bhagavatam live even today. Anyone who has got high birth, Janma, lot of wealth, Aishwarya, very beautiful personality, very beautiful appearance, Shri, and education. So when all these things are there, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri, people become very proud. And when they are proud, they become disqualified for practicing devotional service. And here Advaita Acharya was able to see that how people were so proud and doing all nonsensical activities that they were not taking any interest in practicing devotional service. They had no interest in devotional service, they had no interest in attaining the ultimate goal of life, that is Krishna Prem. And he was really pained because of this. There's so much of pain in the heart of Advaita Acharya. So in that pain, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur's brothers, and few other Vaishnavas, they would come together in the house of Advaita Acharya. Because Advaita Acharya had two houses, one in Shantipur and one near the house of Srivas Thakur. So they would all assemble in the house of Advaita Acharya and they would all chant the holy names of the Lord very piteously, calling out intensely for the mercy of the Lord, for the transformation of people in general in the entire place in Navadvip Dham. So here we see that how much these great personalities feel for when people are suffering around. And Advaita Acharya, looking at this entire situation, he decided that I will call the Lord from the spiritual world because only He can transform these people. These all people are God case now. They cannot be transformed by people like us. He has to come personally and He has to do. So Mahavishnu calling for Krishna. Very difficult for common public to understand. But this is the thing that was happening. Then Advaita Acharya, very intensely, worshipping that Narasimha Shaligram which he got from Gandaki river, he started worshipping that Shaligram with Ganga water and Tulasi leaves. Tulasi Manjaris to be more specific. This is a very, very powerful Anga of Bhakti. Same instruction was given to another personality called Raghunath Das Goswami. When Raghunath Das Goswami was given Govardhan Shila by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, same instruction was given. Worship this Shila with water and Tulasi Manjaris. And great personalities in ISKCON, like His Grace Aindra Prabhu, they would be worshipping their deities with Tulasi Manjaris. Therefore, in Parampara, we should also do that. How much time it takes to offer Tulsi to the Lord. It's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. It is described when we offer Tulsi leaves to Krishna with love and devotion. Krishna is ready to exchange the entire Vaikuntha for that one Tulsi leaf. Good, no? Zyada tension nahi hai. Just one Tulsi leaf every single day. His Grace Aindra Prabhu would say that I am offering this Tulsi leaf at the lotus feet of the Lordships only because it is described in Shastra that anyone who offers Tulsi leaf at the lotus feet of the Lordships, the Lordships will never relinquish such a devotee. And such a great devotee, Aindra Prabhu would say, that Lord has all the reasons to leave me. Therefore, I am making sure that He does not leave me. So I'm offering tulsi leaves at his lotus feet every single day. Therefore, when we see these great personalities, we have to learn how to do bhajana kriya. Even in the purports of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada mentions all these different things. And even in the lectures, he mentions all these different things of offering tulsi, offering flowers. Initially, we might be offering, but with time, then we become senior, and then we are like, it's for Advaita Acharya others, I'm more senior. It's over Advaita Acharya, Raghunath Das Goswami, and all that. I'm different level. Therefore, it's very important, very important to follow this basic sadhana that is there, chanting of the holy names, offering these different items in service of the Lord. Very important. In fact, brahmacharis can be exempted, but grihasthas have to make sure that they have proper deity worship at home. Therefore, it is described the grihastha dharma, one of the grihastha dharma is they have to do proper deity worship at home with best of the best paraphernalia offered to the Lord. So everyone should utilize this opportunity to worship the Lord and attract His mercy. And here Advaita Acharya is worshipping. And this worship was not an ordinary worship in a mechanical way, offer few tulsi leaf, offer water. This worship was with intensity. And the intensity was so great that he was calling out loudly to the Lord. This hunkar, loud calls. But this hunkar was imbued with love. Therefore it is called as prema hunkar. Advaita Acharya was calling out that, oh Lord, only you can transform these personalities. No one in this world has any power. You please appear. You please appear. You please appear. In one of the pastimes, after many days, Advaita Acharya does something and Lord Chaitanya gets very angry. And Lord Chaitanya starts chastising Advaita, saying, I was sleeping there in Goloka Vrindavan. I was sleeping in the spiritual world. You pulled me. You pulled me to this material world. And now you're doing such activities? He was very angry. So that's a proof that, yes, Advaita Acharya called and Lord appeared. Out of 6 reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, there are 3 internal reasons, 3 external reasons. In the external reason, the topmost reason or the prime reason for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear was Advaita Acharya's intense call. And by the intense call of Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I appeared. One thing is there, that these great personalities, they call out intensely, keeping the goal in the mind. Now these great pure devotees, here Advaita Acharya is the Lord, but since he's playing the part of a devotee, we'll call him as a pure devotee. So this pure devotee, he's calling out intensely to the Lord, keeping the goal in the mind. And what was the goal in the mind? The goal was, oh Lord, you appear and you deliver everyone. You please deliver everyone. They're struggling. Without your help, they cannot be delivered. Please deliver everyone. So pure devotees, great souls, they call the Lord for delivering people in general. We have so many examples like that. Prahlad Maharaj wanted that. And various other personalities, Bhagavatam wanted that. Our Acharyas in the Parampara, they wanted the same thing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Saraswati Thakur, and same thing with A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. They used to intensely call out to the Lord, not for helping them, they are all liberated souls. But they would call out intensely. But the goal in the mind was, oh Lord, you appear and deliver all these people. I have no power to do that. If we read Markandeya Bhagavad Dharma song, as Prabhupada writes in his Jaladuta trip. So there he writes that, I have no power to deliver these lechas. Oh Lord, you do the needful. You do the needful. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada, he also portrays the same quality of compassion, calling out to the Lord intensely and asking Him that, oh Lord, please shower your mercy. Please be compassionate to all these personalities on this planet. So this is what pure devotees do. This is what perfected pure souls do, or Nitya Siddhas do when they appear to this material world. But what about sadhakas? Sadhakas also intensely call out to the Lord. If not, they have to call out intensely to the Lord. Intensely calling out, but keeping the goal in the mind. So sadhakas call out intensely to the Lord. And what is the goal? Oh Lord, I'm struggling in this world. I want to serve you eternally. Please help me. So sadhakas call out for help. And the perfected souls also call out for help. Or for perfected souls, it is Paropakar, and for sadhaka, it is Janma Sarthaka Kori. Therefore, it's very, very important that when we chant the holy names of the Lord, when we're doing kirtan, when we are glorifying the Lord in various occasions, we have to do it intensely. We have to call out to the Lord intensely, keeping the goal in the mind, and crying out like a baby, crying for mother. And here we see Advaita Acharya is crying piteously, not for the Lord, for the welfare of everyone. And we are expected to cry out piteously for our own help, that, oh Lord, please help me. Now, along with this cry, if a devotee is able to do this consistently, that devotee becomes eligible to help others also. And when that devotee assists the perfected pure souls in delivering people in general, they advance very fast in Krishna consciousness. This is called as missionary spirit. So, a missionary is the one who is on a mission. There are two missions that the missionary has. The first mission is he has to deliver himself. And for that, he does bhakti with greed, with intensity, and having that goal in the mind that I want to advance in Krishna consciousness. I don't want to waste this human form of life. I want to attain Krishna's eternal service. Very clear in his mind. The goal is clear, the sadhana is clear, and does that every single day. And along with that, he has the second mission that is there with him. That is, I have to assist the perfected pure souls. He doesn't think I'll deliver the entire world. He understands I cannot do that. But he knows very well, if I assist these perfected pure souls who are on the mission, it will be a great contribution to the mission. And many, many, many people will get benefited. Therefore, when it comes to all of us, we have a great mission. Great mission to deliver ourselves by practicing bhakti intensely. And we have a great mission to assist A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This great mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread Krishna consciousness in the entire world. And here we see Advaita Acharya's call, so intense, so very intense. And Advaita Acharya's call was answered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead on the auspicious day of Gaur Purnima. And it's so wonderful that everyone was chanting the holy names of the Lord because it was lunar eclipse. They were all entering Ganga, calling out the holy names of the Lord. And Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, all of them, they were having a blissful time because everyone was chanting the holy names of the Lord. Recently, when this installation of Ram Lalla was going on, and everyone was chanting Lord Ram's names, we were remembering this pastime. Whichever street you go, everywhere, Lord Ram's glory, Lord Ram's kirtan. And we were traveling to Mayapur on that day. Even in a place like Kolkata, there were different places where pandals were put and Lord Ram's name was chanted. Entire country was chanting the holy names of the Lord. On that day, one thing was very clear. What Shastras say is very true. When the king propagates Krishna consciousness, naturally, the people down below the line, they take up very easily. Therefore, when the king orders, everyone should do this, people do it in general. What motive they have is different. But they do something. They do something on the devotional platform. Yes. And here we see that on that particular day, on the lunar eclipse, huge calling out of Lord's names. And everyone was immersed in that. Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, and all the perfected pure souls, they were all in ecstasy. And they were having this mood. May this lunar eclipse never end. May this go on and on and on so that all these personalities keep chanting the holy names. And when all these things happened, Lord Gauranga appeared. And when Gauranga appeared, Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Thakurani, she went with all the presentations for Gauranga. Now you can imagine the intimate connection of these great personalities. One thing which I would like to highlight, before all these incidences, when Advaita Acharya started giving this Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita class, so at that time, in Vrindavan something happened. In Vrindavan there was another great personality called Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri got a divine dream, where the Lord was saying, that I am hidden in these bushes for a long time. You take me out from here and establish my worship. And Madhavendra Puri went there, he excavated, and that deity was the Srinathji deity. And he established the worship. And after establishing the worship, again this divine dream was there to Madhavendra Puri, where the instruction was given, I am feeling very hot. Get me some chandan. And get me some chandan from Malaya Hills, near Puri only. Don't go anywhere. Don't go to Rui Bazaar. You cannot go there. Go to Puri. And you have to walk all the way from Vrindavan to Puri. So while going from Vrindavan to Puri, he went to one place where another pastime happened. Which place is that? Remuna? Yes, that was the place where Kirchor Gopinath pastime happened. And from there he went to Shantipur. And in Shantipur, he stayed at the house of Advaita Acharya. Now, when Advaita Acharya got darshan of Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri is not an ordinary personality. It is described that he is the seed of devotion in this entire parampara. So this Madhavendra Puri is the root of our parampara. He was exhibiting love of God at his ecstasies. And Advaita Acharya was able to witness these wonderful ecstatic symptoms on the body of Madhavendra Puri. And looking at that, taking darshan of Madhavendra Puri, Advaita Acharya decided that I will take initiation from him. And Advaita Acharya begged and prayed to Madhavendra Puri that please accept me as your disciple, please initiate me. And this is how in Shantipur, Madhavendra Puri initiated Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya's spiritual master is Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri's another disciple is Ishwara Puri. And Ishwara Puri's disciple is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, A equal to B, B equal to C, C. What is the relation then? So here, therefore, the relation which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we seeing, looking at Advaita Acharya was, oh, he's my spiritual master's god brother. He's not different than my spiritual master. Because Advaita Acharya and Ishwara Puri are god brothers. They have same spiritual master Advaita Puri. Therefore, whenever Lord Gauranga would approach Advaita Acharya, he would approach with a lot of awe and veneration. He'll pay obeisance to Advaita Acharya, and Advaita Acharya would feel very awed. He would feel very awed. And all the time, Advaita Acharya would sing that I am Das of Chaitanya, I am Das of Chaitanya, I am Das of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. In this way, Advaita Acharya's mood was a servant of the Lord and all the time busy, engaged in service of the Lord. But initially, Advaita Acharya didn't know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Gauranga appeared and all this happened, there was a family relation. So Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Thakurani, and later Advaita Acharya, they all went and they had a nice time. They celebrated the appearance of this very, very divine child, was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And after some time, when Gauranga's elder brother, what was his name? Vishwarup. So Vishwarup would go to the classes which Advaita Acharya would be conducting. Classes on pure devotional service. And Vishwarup would go there. And Vishwarup was a born sannyasi. He would go there, attend classes in Advaita Acharya's house. And they were all happy. Vishwarup was very happy. And Vishwarup was full day in Advaita Acharya's house. So at times, Sachi Mata would tell Nimai, go get your elder brother, it's time for lunch. And Nimai would go to the house of Advaita Acharya. He would stand at the door of Advaita Acharya and the kirtan is going on or Advaita Acharya is speaking. And as soon as Nimai would go to that place, when Gauranga would go and stand at the door, and when Advaita would see the divine form of Nimai, the kirtan would stop, the class would stop, and he would just be looking at this beautiful boy. And this beautiful boy would just say, Bhaiya, mommy is calling. And he'll run away from there. And every time Advaita would feel, he is not an ordinary personality. Who is this personality? Who is this personality? There were some hints also, which Advaita Acharya got, that he is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, confirmation was not there. He wanted confirmation directly from the Lord. And only pure devotees can test the Lord. And we cannot. So Advaita Acharya, he decided, I will test this personality. This was immediately after Nityananda Prabhu's appearance in Navadvip Dham. So Nityananda Prabhu also went around to various different places. to pilgrim places. And finally, when the Sankirtan mission began, he came to Navadvip. And he was hiding in the house of a personality called Nandan Acharya. And Nityananda Prabhu also wanted to test Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many times people say that Lord tests devotees. Here, see, devotees are testing the Lord. And when Nityananda Prabhu was hiding in the house of Nandan Acharya, so at that time, Lord Gauranga, he told the devotees in Shiva Sangam, go and get Nityananda. A great personality has appeared. They went around, they said, no, we couldn't find anyone. And Lord Gauranga, he said, no problem, come follow me. From Shiva Sangam, directly he went to the house of Nandanacharya, and there, Gauranga and Nityananda, for the first time, they meet in Navadvip Dham, in the age of Kali Yuga. Can you imagine Krishna Balaram meeting now for the first time in this pastime? There was a different level of ecstasy. Both of them are embracing each other, crying, rolling on the ground, and everyone else is wondering, who is he? Who is his personality? And after some days of Gauranga and Nityananda's pastimes, Gaurnitai jumping and dancing in ecstasy in Shiva Sangam, after all that, after a few days, Lord Chaitanya, he announced that Nityananda is Adi Guru. Tomorrow we will do his Vyasa Puja. And on that day, in front of all the devotees, Lord Gauranga, he announced and he said that Nityananda is none other than Balram, my elder brother. And then it was revealed to everyone, Balram, elder brother? Who is the younger brother of Balram? Oh, Krishna. So everyone got to know. So at that time, Advaita Acharya also heard this. But Advaita Acharya felt that I have to test this personality. And the hiding place that was there in Navadvip was house of Nandanacharya. So Advaita Acharya also went and he hid in the house of Nandanacharya. And again, Gauranga said, go get Advaita Acharya, and they couldn't find. No, this time, Gauranga said, go to the house of Nandanacharya and get Advaita Acharya. Now, since first time people knew whose house, where they went, and they told Advaita Acharya, Gauranga is calling you. And then it was a confirmation to Advaita Acharya, this personality is none other than that same personality whom I was calling out intensely to appear onto this planet and fulfill this mission of delivering all these fallen souls of this world. And on that day, Advaita Acharya got the confirmation. And from that day onwards, Advaita Acharya's mood was completely different. He was always paying obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of a devotee. You are my spiritual master, how can you pay obeisance to me? In this way, a lot of pastimes happened. And we see that Gauranga would give a lot of importance to Advaita Acharya. And if Gauranga and Nityananda have appeared in our life, it's only by the mercy of Advaita Acharya. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur, he sings, Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosha Tava Kripa Bale Pa Chaitanya Nita. Without the mercy of Sitapati, that is Advaita Acharya, Sita Thakurani's husband, we cannot attain the mercy of Gauranga and Nityananda. Our parampara is very wonderful. You have to serve the servant of the servant of the servant, then there is some hope of getting the mercy from the top. And our Acharyas have made it very clear that when we attain the mercy of Advaita Acharya, we will attain the mercy of Gauranga and Nityananda. When we attain the mercy of Gauranga and Nityananda, we will attain the mercy of Radha Krishna, will enter Guru Govinda. Therefore, on the day of Advaita Acharya's appearance, we should intensely pray to Advaita Acharya that when you appeared, there was huge chaos that was there around, so you called out for Lord Chaitanya to appear and to deliver people at that time. I missed the opportunity at that time. But let me tell you, I am the most fallen. Those materialists at that time, they were nothing in front of me. I am the most fallen. All the time my mind is immersed in sense gratification. Even after coming to devotional service, being with devotees from quite some time, chanting the holy names for quite some time. Still, I don't have any bhakti. I don't have any buddhi. You please help me, O Advaita Acharya. You are that great personality who can recommend my name to Gauranga and Nityananda. Please recommend my name to Gauranga and Nityananda. Please shower your mercy onto this most fallen soul. You are very, very merciful. We can beg and pray to Advaita Acharya in this way. And he is very merciful. All these 5 personalities, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, they have come only to deliver all of us. They have no other mission. They have come only to deliver all of us, to give us Krishna prem, make us mad, and send us back home, back to God. They have come only for that. The only thing that they're waiting for is a call from our side. So on the day of appearance day of Advaita Acharya, let's beg and pray to him with this mode, calling out for his mercy and praying to him that may I develop some attachment to the lotus feet of Gauranga, the attachment that you had. Little bit of attachment if I get, my life will be delivered. Please help me, please empower me to get that attachment to Gauranga and Nityananda. Narottam Das Thakur, I think Lochan Das Thakur, he sings in Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana, the last stanza, he says that my life has gone waste because I have not developed any attachment to the lotus feet of Gauranga and Nityananda. So he's telling on our behalf, you foolish souls, your life is waste because you have not developed any attachment to Gauranga and Nityananda. And in the bhajan of Nityananda Prabhu, Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Sushitala, there again Narottam Das Thakur is saying, that personality who has not developed attachment to the lotus feet of Nityananda is a Pashu. Is an animal. So what is the use? What is the use of this human form if the attachment to the lotus feet of Gauranga and Nityananda is not developed? And the fact is we have not developed. Simple. That's a fact. And there is another fact. The fact is if we pray to Advaita Acharya, we have some hope of developing attachment to Gauranga and Nityananda. And even our dear Srila Prabhupada, before going to West, every single year, multiple times in a year, he would go to Shantipur and there would beg and pray for the mercy of Advaita Acharya. He would beg and pray for the mercy of Advaita Acharya. That my spiritual master has given me this great task. How will I fulfill this mission? How will I fulfill this mission? He would be crying and crying and crying. He was a Grasta at that time. And when our Prabhupada, he went to West, he did all the Herculean task. And when his foreign disciples came to Shantipur for a visit, at that time they were singing and dancing in ecstasy. The Pujari who was there, right from the time when Prabhupada would be going and crying there in his Grasta life, that Pujari, he called these foreigners. He said, who are you people? Who is your spiritual master? At that time they had the Back to Garret magazine and they showed the photo of Prabhupada and he said, we are disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And at that time, that Pujari said, oh, this personality, he would come very often to this place and piteously cry here at the house of Advaita Acharya. And now I'm understanding what was he crying for. For sure, Advaita Acharya has empowered him. This is the power. This is the power. So we should be in the parampara, begging and praying to Advaita Acharya for his mercy. Thank you very much. Srila Advaita Acharya ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.